InvestView. Invest in you.
Hey, welcome back. It's a Freaky Friday. When you want to get real freaky, you bring in the executive producers of a horror film. And we got a horror film going on almost every day behind the scenes here at Liquid Lunch. You're watching Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV. And we'll bring in now Daniel and Woltosz. Guys, thank you for joining us for a Liquid Lunch today. Really appreciate it. You guys are the producers of Do Not Reply. Yeah. It's premiering at the New York Horror Festival. And I want our audience to take a look at a trailer from your film, and then we're going to talk about it.
He's cute. Can I talk to him?
Give it to me.
Oh, so you have a secret admirer.
No, I don't. Hello?
So now you're ready to go on a date?
I think so. I mean, I know we haven't seen each other in person, but I feel like we know more about each other than people who meet normally.
I have an idea. Halloween is this Friday. I saw an ad for a warehouse party.
Okay, what would I go as?
How about a zombie cheerleader? You are the most beautiful dead girl I've ever seen.
Thank you.
Good morning, Sadie.
Brad, you know my name is Chelsea.
Your name is Sadie.
I'm horrified. So it seems like a really new take on like a cult classic. You got the social media in there. There's probably some even awareness in there for kids these days about being very careful of who you reply to. Walt, you're the senior man at the table. Why don't you tell us what inspired you guys to make this film, and then we want to talk about working with your family members and your son.
Well, it really started off with a script that Daniel wrote probably 10 years ago or more, back when AOL chat rooms were the way of communicating. And we decided to modernize it, started from scratch, co-wrote it, co-directed it, and produced it to send a message. The title is the message, Do Not Reply. Kids now as young as, 5, 6, 7 years old have smartphones. And they can go to all the websites we can go to. You may think you have parental controls, but it's not that hard to get around those. So there's a social message there in this suspense movie. I think of it more as suspense than as horror.
All right. Dan, so this came out of your own experiences or horror stories that you heard around chat rooms? Like what inspired you to actually write this film?
Well, a while back, I had been on the AOL chat rooms, and at the time, You've Got Mail was one of the few social media films that were out there at the time, and I just think in that direction. But I thought, what if I was a bad guy? If I'm talking to these people, what would happen if I was a bad guy? And the amount of trust that happens of meeting somebody online and getting to know them there and thinking that you know them or that you love them, that sort of thing. So I just thought. What if I was a bad guy at the time? And at that time, it was more taboo to date someone that you met on the internet. But now it's everywhere. There's apps for it, and the amount of abductions has gone up in the last 5 years.
So right, you guys, of course, you had to do some research behind this, right? And there's some of the things that happened to people in real life. You guys had the creative art of suspense and drama and horror. But what did you learn in researching this stuff that parents need to know the most and keep on top of their kids about to stay away from being the subject of one of these horror films? What do parents need to know?
Well, I think parents need to know, actually looking into and talking to kids, is that parents will use taking their cell phones away as a disciplinary action. But what the kids will do is they'll get an old phone from one of their friends and they'll log in and get all their stuff up, and they're running, and now the parents don't have a way to track their children. And because children, 9-year-olds have smartphones now, I think it's ideal to have the parents just have more conversations with them about the dangers. Taking the phone away doesn't solve the problem because they will get on other devices to be able to chat and surf the web.
Walt, what happened to the good old days when you can give your kid a good crack upside his head to straighten him out and you don't have to take away a $1,000 piece of equipment?
Here comes Child Protective Services.
Yeah, these
probably
days.
for taking away their cell phone nowadays.
Yeah, so...
but statistically, you were asking about some of the research. The FBI says there's about 50,000 predators online at any one time right now. That's a big number. And I saw an article just the other day, I won't name the city, but a Southern California city close to the Mexican border loses San Diego. 8,000 people a year lost to human trafficking, most of them contacted through social media.
Wow. So,
One city. One city.
Yeah, if you're going to take the phone away from the kid as some punitive measure, get the passcode, get in there, and start looking through it. How can we see Do Not Reply? I know it's premiering at the Horror Festival, but how else can we see it?
Well, on December 14th, it's going to be showing in San Francisco at the Another Hole in the Head Film Festival, and then next year we'll be doing a theatrical release, and then we'll be on all the VOD and SVOD platforms after that.
Walt, before we end this segment, I want to ask you this. I got 3 kids. My daughters are 20 and 17, Victoria and Ava. My son's 14. It's becoming, because of phones and the internet, it's becoming increasingly difficult to have human interpersonal communications with the younger generation. How great is it to work with your son and reap the benefit of a beautiful film like this?
You know, I worried about it before we started, and it's worked out so well. It's amazing what you can learn from your kids.
Were you a filmmaker? Or
I'm an aerospace engineer.
You're an aerospace engineer.
What used to be.
What do you do aside from write suspense thrillers?
That's it. I'm primarily a filmmaker now for the past 10 years, so that's what I consider.
So he has the real degree in film production, and I just got on-the-job training.
He's a fast learner.
Are there fake degrees in film production?
Probably.
Well, my degrees are in engineering.
You can get anything online these days. Somebody print me out a degree in filmmaking, please.
There you go.
Television producing. Frank, should I get one of those? No. A degree in television production? No. At this film festival, the New York City Horror Festival, is it a contest? Like, can you guys possibly win? Are there fan submissions or anything our audience can do? Like, check it out, views, or any of that stuff? Or?
Nothing in terms of the fans submitting to get us an award, but if you do show up, you can vote on the film, and we are showing tonight at 7 p.m. at the Sinopolis Chelsea Theater.
Fantastic. If you're in New York or around the metropolitan area, check out Do Not Reply, premiering at the New York City Horror Festival. And to me, it's a proud moment to have a father and son and see a great result like this put out there. And it's getting rarer and rarer these days where parents are actually having material communication with their kids. So you're a great example, even at this age, to
I
still
recommend
be
it.
Great friends and partners and committed to the arts. I want to thank you guys very much. Daniel and Woltosz, check out their film Do Not Reply, and check out your kids and who they're talking to on their phone, because at any time 50,000 predators are online trying to ensnare your child into some crazy trafficking or potentially worse. So stay aware, stay alert, stay right there. Make yourself a cold drink. We're going to come back right after this with more Liquid Lunch.